Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we return to the warning at the observatory on May 3rd, 2023, Santa Ana, California. We are about 2/3 of the way through this show, and it has been a spectacular show so far. Also, an excellent capture by the person who caught it. Shout out to Jim's Rock Shots. We're going to watch Error and Survive today. So, an amazing twofer. I love both songs, particularly Survive, but Error is really strong too. I think it's kind of an underdog in a way. You know, an album filled with great songs. That one doesn't get quite as much props as I would like to see, but it is a great one. So, of course, the title track off their third album, Error. So, Adrian, any thoughts ahead before we dive into these?
Well, I just, another one of my favorites is Survive. Error's not too shabby either. So.
True.
Excited to see this.
Yeah, should be good.
It's been a great show.
So. Yeah, it really has. Once again, we went with the one camera option here. I mean, I could have made a multicam version, but it just didn't seem to make sense since this particular view is so good. He's right up there, front center, first row, and the sound is really good too. It's probably because it's a very small venue. So with that, why don't we go ahead? We'll look at Error. We'll talk for a bit in between, and then we'll continue with Survive. All right? All right. Here's Error. right. Thoughts, Adrian?
Danny's going in opera mode once again on this show. She just carries this vibe, and in a way that she owns the show. I don't know who to compare it to, except Bruce Dickinson kind of comes to mind. The way he would do the same thing, different style, but he has a certain dominion over the venue when Iron Maiden plays, and he talks to the audience as well. Danny does the same thing.
Yeah, well, it's like her personality fills the room,
Yeah.
And also, she is fierce up there. You keep seeing her like really attack the microphone and her guitar, and and it's great. It's great to see, and you do see it in this song for sure.
Yeah.
There was something a little curious there. I know that there's the 1001 part, and I didn't hear it. It might have been there. It could have just been, the angle of the sound we're getting, or maybe they came out somewhere else. I don't know. Or maybe the backing track wasn't quite working. I don't know. But they still came right back in on a dime.
Yeah, I didn't hear that part either, actually. I heard it in the beginning. It seemed like they were getting practice again with the 001, 0011, etc.
Yeah, well, they were actually singing that,
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's an interesting thing. I guess we'll find out. Folks, give your opinions on that, whatever happened, whether it was there or not. Always great to hear that one. And of course, it's a new song at this point. So let us now take a look at Survive, which is decidedly an older song, having come out a full 6 years ago at this point. And still, fresh as ever. I'm sure that all the fans would love to hear them play it right now. Why don't we go ahead and watch them do this?
Okay.
All right, we'll give our thoughts afterwards. Here we go.
Thank you very much.
My guy, Aaron. What's up, man? They're killing it. Yeah, I know.
Don't come to me saying that you failed, that I was the one who was never there. Or don't come when your life's in the air. Keep blaming me and it ain't fair. Or don't come telling me that you're worried that I'll be hurting if you're gone. Don't come to me saying that you're sorry. You hurt me nothing. You hurt me nothing at all. That we were gonna be together forever, together. And now I'm lying on the floor with my broken heart and all. Oh, 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 oh.
right. Well, what'd you think, Adrian?
The song is just a thrill to listen to, especially live.
Yeah, big time. Big time.
Yeah.
Oh, I love listening to them perform that one.
Oh, yeah. I did miss the animation.
Oh, what showed up at Auditorio Nacional and
Yeah.
all February.
How's also got the acting gig in the intro. You know what I'm talking about? She starts singing.
Don't come with...
In that you can. Yeah, and doing all that. Yeah.
That's right.
I can't really imitate it that well, I don't think, but
She's good with that. Yeah. It's like, don't mess with me. It's basically what it is. Don't you even think about it. You know? So, yeah.
We have an abusive guy who tries to manipulate the female lead in the story only for her to leave him. He begs her to take him back, but she knows not a good idea.
That's right. That's
Sort of
right.
a happy ending.
Yeah, I would say so. Independence. You know? I'm getting away from this toxic situation. That's right. That's right. Power Tour. That is awesome. That is awesome. So love seeing that. So much energy. It was great watching Danny jumping up and down. Liam was jumping up and down for extended periods of time, you know, and then up there again on that wall. That wall is so convenient because it's only about 3 feet high. It's like the perfect height for them to be able to walk up and do stuff like that, and it's great. I almost wonder if Jim has been to this venue before because, I mean, he picked the absolute perfect spot to stand. I mean, he really did because they keep coming up right in front of him. So that's wonderful. But folks, why don't you let us know what you think of this? Obviously, we're just loving this show. We're so glad that we dove in head first on this and have been giving it the express treatment. We've only got, I believe, 3 songs left. If you haven't seen earlier portions of the show, I urge you to go back and take a look. I mean, we've watched the whole thing up till now, and we're getting pretty close to the end. And it's been so rewarding. So give that some consideration. And by the way, this will become a playlist later after we're done with the show. So, okay. Adrian, any closing thoughts before we go on?
Oh, just great to hear the song again.
Yeah, I agree. What a night. It was a good night in Santa Ana.
Oh, God, yeah. That must have been one of their best shows ever.
Well, I'll tell you, it's great. And they're so consistent that you can't even really make that call, I feel like. All right, folks, why don't you let us know what you thought of this show so far, if you've been following along with us, or at least these 2 songs in this segment. Would be very interested in your thoughts. Of course, if you were at the show, let us know. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed our presentation, please subscribe. All right, thanks so much for joining us on this, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take care, folks.
See you all later.